All right. Positive energy all the time. Good to see everyone. Hope you all doing great. Yes, indeed. Make sure you try to eat better. If you're trying to change the way you eat, get the easiest way to become a vegan. www.veganintel.com. And get it together. So today we're going to talk about pharmaceuticals, medication, and of course, eating properly. Eating properly. That's what we're talking about today. Yes, indeed. Early in the morning, been working out. So my sleep has been a little off. I increased my exercises. So my body has to adjust. I hope you all are working out. That's very important. You have to work out. You have to keep yourself in shape. That is very, very important. So I'm on top of that. That takes concentration. You really got to put some energy into it. So go hit that gym, work out. Thanks for the contribution. XYZ, much love always. I know you're doing well. I hope the family's doing well. I hope you're making a lot of money. Good to see you, Peace Grow, Pure Grow. Good to see you, Pure Grow. Body Sculpture Challenge is in the building. Make sure you all go take that Body Sculpture Challenge. All you have to do is exercise, video it, or take a picture, post it on your social media with the hashtag Body Sculpture Challenge. That's all you have to do. Hashtag Body Sculpture Challenge. Post it on your social media. It never stops. It starts at the first of the year, it ends at the end of the year, and it starts right back the next day. So it's continuous. I've been in there. I just haven't been recording. My smoke detector is letting me know. It might need a battery, I guess. So yeah, I've been in the gym, making it do what it do. Getting that workout on. And sometimes I don't record. The last time I went, I didn't record because I didn't bring my magnet that I stick onto the machines to record myself. And I wasn't really supposed to be going, but I had to drive right by the gym. I wasn't dressed for it or anything. I was going to come work out here at the office, but I said, let me go there and just do something so that I'll have a workout before I start working out when I get here to the office. So I went in and used some of the machines in the gym to, get a nice strong pre-workout before the workout. So make sure you work out and take care of yourself. That's important. So yeah, it's really important. Make sure you get a workout on. That's gonna make a big difference, right? And how you feel. We got Shreveport in Louisiana in the building. And so, today I'm talking about, they are saying that older vegans require less medications. They're doing some type of construction in this building, so hopefully it's not going to last too long. And one of the things about it is that if people did take care of themselves, you definitely wouldn't end up on all those medications. Uh, those medications have all type of side effects, and in many ways they're really not necessary. It's just a matter of older people not taking care of themselves long term. So the food that you eat, it has like a long term effect, not just a short term effect. So eventually, if you're not taking care of yourself, you could be on medication at in your 40s, for sure by your 50s. If you're on medication at 52, by the time you're 62, you've been taking it 10 years. And 10 years of medication is uh, a lot for 10 years. There's no way that they test that medication so you know that it's all right for 10 years. So when you mix 10, 20 years on medication, 15 years on medication, and then you mix the amount of time that you've been eating bad food, it's a disaster, right? It's a straight up disaster. So people they don't understand that. Like me, I've been a vegan for a long time, and I could just imagine eating bad food all that time. You know, I could just imagine just eating bad food for all those years. There's just no way that it wouldn't have some type of devastating effect. You know what I'm saying? It's impossible. I've been plant based now since 1978. So imagine me eating bad food for 47 years on top of the other 28 years. So I'm 67. So, we'll get rid of like up to 3 years old. We can even get rid of up to five. But imagine from five to now, 62 years of eating bad food, 62 years. 62 years of table salt, 62 years of artificial flavors, artificial coloring, preservatives, 62 years of a bunch of sweets, snacks, ultra processed foods. That would be horrible. That would be absolutely horrible. And so now they've realized and found out that vegans over 60 take 58% fewer medications than non vegans. I don't take any medications, none at all. So just imagine, you know. Now, for a lot of these elderly people, this is costing them a lot of money. This is costing them some problems. Maybe they might be lucky and have insurance that'll cover it, but most people don't. And their prescription medicine is taking them to the bank. It would have been far more economical for them to eat right. It would have been beneficial for their health and all of that. But we live in a society where people have kind of been programmed with this mentality. Well, I like this, I like that, and I like, and those likes aren't really realistic. You think you like it, but you won't mix it like that. You don't like it like that. You know, all the food I grew up eating before I went plant based, I enjoyed it at the time. I would have told you I liked it, but now that I don't eat it, I couldn't have liked it that much because I don't miss it. And most people would think you would miss it, but you won't. You won't miss it because we've gotten away from what eating is for. Eating is for to add nourishment, and so you're not really eating stuff to like it. You know what I mean? Right? I'm a vegan. You know what I'm saying? And so eating stuff to not like it is to like it is doesn't make much sense because you're not eating to like it. You're eating for the nutritional benefits. So many of the things that you eating that you say you like it, you know what I'm saying, is not beneficial to you at all. Not one bit. You know what I'm saying? This channel, Omari, is for people that's plant based or interested in it. Come back tomorrow. And so it's all about taking care of yourself and being healthy. Now, yes, you've seen somebody was over here wanted to debate it. Now, this is something you never do. You never debate. If you're trying to go plant based, you never debate that because that's not what you're doing it for. You're doing it for your health. And it's really not up for nobody else to tell you what is healthy for you. You have to make that decision on your own. And if you make a decision where you don't want to be vegan, that's perfectly fine. But that's nothing that you should be wanting to argue with somebody else about. You should just do what you do. Because if the way you eat don't work, you're going to be the one to go and have the problem. Look it up, David. Look up plant-based protein. Raise your intelligence level. You know what I'm saying, David? That's a personal situation where you don't study. You understand what I'm saying, David? If you want to know that, you could look that up, right? Right, David? If you want to know how to be a vegan and get protein, if you really want to know, you would Google it. You would look it up, wouldn't you? So go look it up. If you don't go look it up on your own, then you're just trolling. Go look it up. You understand? And so it's good that you can see this because people like David They want you to tell them what you found out, and if they can go find it out. You understand? So they're not really serious, because if they're serious, they would go and look up plant protein. What do vegans eat to get? You know what I'm saying? So he's not really serious about wanting to know. It's a challenging question. It's not a question for real serious information, because the information is already out there. You understand? So handle it just like I handled that. If he want to know, if he's serious, if he's interested, then go search it out. But don't try to challenge me on it when you really don't want to know. These are the things you have to know if you're going to go plant based, because it's a personal decision and it's not nobody else's business. You understand? Right? It's not nobody else's business, right? And so once you get, Hakeem, this is just the wrong channel for you. It's the wrong channel for you. Come back tomorrow. You're on the wrong channel. You should go to another channel. You understand? And so it's not debatable, Hakeem. You know what I'm saying? It's not debatable. That's your personal thing. But it's not for you to come discourage other people. If you don't think so, then you go do what you do. You understand? See, this is about taking care of your health. So I'm not going to argue with somebody to get them to take care of their health. You understand? I'm not going to go out my way to convince them to eat right. I'm going to let them eat the way they want to eat. And over the years, they'll determine if it worked for them or if it didn't. It's real simple. It's not nothing to debate. This is self-improvement. And so this channel is for those that's interested in plant-based living, whole foods, and vegan way of lifestyle. That's what this for. This is not this not the debate channel. Because first you look crazy because I'm 67 and I've been a vegan for 47 years. So you look crazy. You know what I'm saying? How have I got protein for 47 years? I don't know. You tell me how I got protein for 47 years and why I'm in the gym working out. I don't know. You tell me. This is personal. So it's the one thing you have to know. If you're going plant based, it's personal. You see, because people overlook the facts, and the facts that vegans over 60 take 58% fewer medications than non-vegans. These is all factual. This is not debatable. The non-vegans, when they get over 60, they're on many, many, many medications. Many medications. So many times, if I'm debating somebody that's in their 20s, 30s, 40s, I'm talking to somebody that haven't hit that brick wall yet. See? And so people, it's all fun and games when you're 20 and 30 and even 40. It's all yeah, yeah, ha, ha, ha. But at 50, I'm not going to have many 50 and 60-year-olds come over here and debate this. The thing is, AJ, you just got to go study. You said, I was thinking about this, what I read. I was thinking about becoming a vegan, but I haven't done any research, so I believe there's not enough nutrients in it. That's what I'm reading. That's what your message says. It says that you're uninformed. That's basically what you just wrote. I was thinking about going vegan, but I'm uninformed. I don't know that. Basically, that's what you just said, AJ. That you're not informed. That's what I am not going to argue with you to stop you from having colon cancer, diabetes. I'm not gonna try to force you from not having diabetes and colon cancer and uh, prostate cancer and rectal cancer and lung cancer and throat cancer and high blood pressure, strokes, heart attacks. I'm not finished. What, you want me to make you take care of yourself and make a believer out of you? That doesn't work like that. So you people that's going plant based, this is good. People are coming over here like that so you can see. Like, don't ever do that. Don't ever debate that because that's unnecessary conversations. This is about self improvement. Let's say you want to go and you want to exercise because you feel like you got to, make sure your muscles get some exercise. Are you going to argue with somebody that say you don't need to exercise? No. Are you going to argue with somebody to try to force them to exercise? No. You're just going to go exercise for yourself. You're not going to waste no 2 hours trying to get them to exercise. You're not going to waste 2 hours trying to get them to eat right and all that. And when you run into people that question plant-based and veganism, these people haven't done no research on their own. So they're not serious about the information. You see, with Google and AI and all this stuff nowadays, anybody that gets on the internet and challenge you is just playing. Because they could go and look all that stuff up. You see what I'm saying? Now, maybe back in the 80s, I could see it, where maybe I did some research that you couldn't. But nowadays, with the internet, look it up. Look it up. Argue with the internet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these people, and this is one of the problems being vegan, a lot of people don't want a lot of people to go plant-based because they feel left out. They want you to stay with them. It's the same way in the streets when you want to get away from the gangs and the criminals. They want you to stay with them. When you try to elevate, they don't like that. Because it's not the fact they don't want you to elevate. They don't want you to leave them. You understand? So, because you got to think, if a person eating meat and stuff, why would they care what we eating if they can still eat what they want to eat? So why would you try to come over here to try to tell us that going plant-based is no good? What's your interest? Your interest is you don't want society to change where most people are plant-based, right? So now if most people are plant-based, you feel left out. So this is why a lot of meat eaters fear veganism, the plant-based lifestyle, because they don't want to become the minority. They want to stay the majority. The problem is they're the majority in the hospital. They're the majority at the dialysis clinic. They're the majority cancer patients. And so it's up to you to decide if you want to follow the sheep and right to the slaughter. It's up to you to see, listen what I'm saying, and then go do your own research. Go look at the numbers of diabetes. Go search how many dialysis centers are in your neighborhood or in your city. Just search Google Map dialysis. Then ask yourself, why are so many people on dialysis? It can't be because they're eating right, all right? And how do most people eat? The same way. This is just common sense. Why are so many people having heart attacks? Why are so many people having strokes? Most people are what? They eat normal. They eat the standard American diet. So it's safe to say all these sick people eat the same way. Doesn't take a rocket scientist. Okay? Don't let nobody ask you where you get the protein from. Just tell them, hey, I don't debate this. They got to figure out that a cow get the protein from plants. They got to figure that a gorilla get protein from plants. It ain't for you to tell them that. Let them go figure it out. They are highly unintelligent because gorillas don't eat meat. But I'm not gonna. It's not my responsibility to teach you that part. I'll talk about it in some of my lectures over here, but I won't. I won't try to. A person coming like, make me be a vegan, convince me to be a vegan. No, sorry. Go eat what you want to eat. Because what you eat don't make me take a crap. It's not that type of party. And this where a lot of people got that mentality that it's a debate or that you care. But I don't personally care. This is just information. This has no emotions to it. This is information for people to listen to and make their decision. So if you listen to the information and you make the decision you don't want to go this way, that's fine. But I'm not going to argue with it. I'm going to keep bringing the information to other people to help them. I'm not going to argue with somebody that don't want help. You know, if you're at the hospital and somebody come in there and people need help and somebody come in there arguing with you that don't need help, you're going to tell them to get out the hospital then. So this is not a channel to argue with nobody. I don't go in the comments reading all the comments from people that have something wrong with them where they go and search vegan stuff just to speak against it. That's a mental problem. That's something wrong with you. If you eat meat and stuff like that and you got to go search vegan stuff to say something, that's a mental problem because you're supposed to be just living your life. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a man. That's what kind of man are you? You know, I'm not going to search nobody talk about meat to tell them, no, you're supposed to be a vegan. On no page talk about cooking steaks and stuff. I'm not going over there. What that look like? What it look like? I go on everywhere they cooking burgers and stuff and tell them burgers are no good for you. It's like that's fanatical, right? I'm not doing that. Come on, I'm not doing that. It's not going to happen. And so studies have come out and shown that vegans over 60 don't take that much medication. It's just a fact. Older vegans require fewer medications, study says. According to a recent study, older adults who follow vegan way of eating require fewer medication than those who eat meat. There are many reasons consumers may choose to follow a vegan lifestyle. Concern for animal welfare, environmental impact, and general health and wellness, to name a few. A recent study published online in the American Journal of Lifestyle Medicine indicates that last point, health and wellness, may have some concrete data to back it. The study sought to examine the relationship between eating and later medication needs. Specifically, the authors wanted to see if following a vegan lifestyle led to fewer prescription medications later in life. The authors studied data from 328 participants aged 60 or older through the collection of questionnaires and measurements at Loma Linda University Drayson Center in Loma Linda, California between 2015 and 2016. The results showed not only that vegan eaters require fewer medications than meat eaters, even when considering covariates, but that the number was significantly reduced. Vegans on average require 58% fewer prescription medication than meat eaters. Vegetarians also ended up needing fewer medications than meat eaters, though more than vegans. So vegetarians have to take more medications than vegans because see the dairy products is not good for you. According to the author, increases in age, body mass index, and presence of disease suggest an increased number of pills taken. A vegan way of eating showed the lowest amount of pills in this sample. Expanding on these findings, the authors noticed our results show that eating healthy, especially a vegan way of eating, may be protective in leading to a reduced number of pills taken, either by preventing the development of risk factors and or cardiovascular disease or by helping on the controlling of such conditions. Requiring fewer medications later in life is not only an indicator of better overall health, but also lowers risk associated with polypharmacy, defined by the authors as taking 5 or more prescribed medications. The authors note in their study that polypharmacy and 88 carries an 88% higher risk of adverse drug events as well as higher mortality rates. Food and Beverage Insider Insult. Vegan eating has increased significantly over the last 2 decades, even if the overall percentage of consumers who follow the vegan way of eating is relatively low. According to Vegan News, the number of Americans follow a strictly plant-based way of eating increased by 9.6 million people over the last 15 years, a 300% increase. While that still represents just 3% of the population, it is clear vegan eating is on the rise. Also on the rise is flexitarian eating, those consumers who wish to incorporate more plant based food and beverage into their diets, I guess, even if they're also willing to eat animal based foods as well. Perhaps this is why, according to Innova Insight data, the use of plant based claims for global food and beverage launches had a compound annual growth of 37% from 2016 to 2020. The health halo of plant based foods and beverages also increasingly working in its favor. Another recent report out of Europe indicated vegetarian eaters had healthier biomarkers than meat eaters. As consumers continue to take their overall health and wellness more seriously, plant based eating should only see further demand. Continued education about the benefits of such a way to eat, including studies like the above, should only increase that demand. So people are changing, but a lot of people have to change. They have to change by based on doctor's orders. Good to see you, Angela. A lot of people are under doctor's orders. A lot of people, when they by the time they consume these bad foods and it starts to have the negative effects on their bodies, they're so old and stuck in their ways, they have no way to turn it around because they're stuck in their ways. And they have been brainwashed that that's how they have to eat. And anytime the system that sells you the food, anytime you let them tell you what to eat, when they make the money, you got to reevaluate yourself. So we have a situation where the companies that make the money are behind promoting that you have to eat this stuff, which is what they're supposed to do for their bottom line. They can't make money if they tell you the truth. If they can't tell you the truth about chicken nuggets, they won't sell no more chicken nuggets. So they're going to just let you eat them. That's up to you to do the research. So for all you people that are trying to go plant-based, that's why it's not good to talk about it. Just do it. Don't decide you want to go plant-based and you're changing over and become no plant-based preacher. Go and try to tell everybody something that you just started. Don't ever do that, because you'll mess around and don't complete the mission. Now you decided you're going to go plant-based. You're going around telling everybody they should go plant-based too. Then you fall off. Then they see you back eating regular. And now you did more damage than good. This is not a crusade. This is self-care. This is not take care of everybody and run around and tell everybody because you are a vegan. Don't do that. That's the wrong principle. You're not solid enough to recruit nobody. You would have to be plant-based 10 or 15 years before you would be solid enough to be trying to recruit, because people have did it 5 years and fell off, 7 years and fell off. No, it has to really be your life before you can stand on it. And if you ain't been doing it 15 or 20 years, and then you haven't been standing on that 15 years, 20 years, if you live to be 100, let's say 80, 20 years is just 1/4 of your life. That's not enough to act like it's your life. And it weakens you. So when you're around and you're trying to change, and then you busy trying to change everybody else, that's going to weaken you. You need to put all that energy into yourself. That's just what it is. The worst thing you could do is going around preaching veganism while you're trying to change. Don't do that. Because I've been plant-based 47 years. But if you're young or if you're just starting, don't debate. Because people are not honestly, when people find out you're vegan, they're not honestly debating you. It's a dishonest angle. They have a dishonest intentions. So never debate anybody over that, because they have dishonest intention. Because you have to ask yourself, why would somebody care what you're eating? Why would somebody put a whole lot of energy into the fact you're a vegan? What is it? What is it to them? Why does it bother them? So right there, that's some mental thing right there. Because why does that bother them? Because it doesn't bother me that they eat meat. I don't care. You understand? So this is not vegans versus meat eaters. This is self-care. This is you versus yourself. If you want to stop eating candy and cookies, that's you versus yourself. If you want to stop drinking sodas, that's you versus yourself. That's not you versus nobody else. So never do that. Never. Because you're wasting your time. Yes, a vegan way of eating can lead to older adults requiring fewer medications. Studies have shown that older vegans tend to take fewer prescription drugs, with one study indicating a 58% reduction in medication use compared to non-vegetarians, according to the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. This is likely due to the health benefits associated with plant-based way of eating, such as improved blood sugar and blood pressure control, which can reduce the need for medication to manage these conditions. Okay? A study published by the American Journal of Lifestyle Medicine found that older adults on a vegan way of eating consume significantly fewer medications compared to those on a non-vegetarian diet. Improved health outcomes. Vegan way of eating are associated with better blood pressure, better blood sugar control, blood pressure, and weight management, all of which can reduce the risk of chronic disease and the need of related medications. The study also addressed the issue of polypharmacy, which is the use of 5 or more prescription medications, a common problem in older adults. The research suggests that the vegan way of eating can help mitigate polypharmacy by improving overall health and reducing the needs for multiple medications. And we're going to talk about that uh, in a minute. Research consistently points to the link between plant-based way of eating and lower medications use in older adults. A low-fat vegan diet has been shown to improve glycemic control and reduce medication consumption in those with type 2 diabetes. Now, they keep saying polypharmacy. Okay? Now, polypharmacy is the use of multiple medication by a single patient. Right? Watch this. Watch this. Let me show you why you don't listen to people. Because most people, they don't got the knowledge. They just want to argue. Look, approximately 40 million individuals in the U.S. experience polypharmacy, which is defined as the use of multiple medications, often for often 5 or 4 according to research. This represents a significant portion of the population, with rates particularly high among older adults and those with chronic conditions. Now, look, let me tell you something. Now, just listen to that. Just think about that. Polypharmacy. Now, what would make people have to take polypharmacy? 5 different medications. You know what? Because they're eating hundreds of different poisonous foods. That's why. That's why. People are smoking cigarettes and eating artificial flavors, artificial dye, causing one problem. Eating too much fat and too much meat is causing another problem. Eating too much this is causing another problem. The fact that you even got something called polypharmacy shows you that the people are eating wrong. If the people wasn't eating wrong, they wouldn't be having polypharmacy. And so when you see people want to tell you, don't be a vegan, but don't have answers to all the current medical problems, that's why you shouldn't be arguing with people. Because they have no answer for the current problems. Which is out of the current problems are a pandemic, an epidemic. So imagine somebody arguing with you about people going plant-based with all these people on dialysis, with all these children got diabetes, with all these adults got diabetes, all these people having strokes, heart attacks, seizures, all kind of tumors, every kind of cancer you could think of. Imagine somebody arguing with you because you're trying to eat plants, but can't say nothing about the sicknesses that's just ravaging the country. They can't talk to you about one way to stop that. And they won't admit that the way they're eating is the reason that's happening. So that's why it's not worth debating, because you're debating people that's ill-informed and not intelligent. They're not intelligent. They want to debate you just to argue from emotions. Because there's no intelligent person would say that Americans eat right. Who would say that? So if Americans are not eating right and are sick, what's the opposite of the way they're eating? Plant-based. Point blank, period. That's the opposite. For sure. My smoke detector let me know. I'll put a battery in there. My smoke detector said, ding, ding, ding. You are 100% correct. Ding, ding, ding. Real talk. So don't ever debate that. If you're not sure, go look at the research. Go search how many Americans got cancer. How many different type of cancers American got. Search each cancer. How many people got lung cancer? How many people got stomach cancer? How many people got colon cancer? How many people got rectal cancer? How many people got throat cancer? How many people got breast cancer? How many people got prostate cancer? Just look that up. And then you tell me what's the problem. Because people trying to tell us don't go plant-based, but they don't got no answers for the problems. Right now, there's people on dialysis. There's people that got cancer that have argued against being a vegan. Guaranteed. With all the people got cancer, how many of them you think spoke against being a vegan? Let that sink in. Think about it. You know some of them have. Some of the ones sick, some of the ones that already passed away early talked against veganism. And then when a person that's a vegan pass away, they act like veganism mean you're going to live forever. When we know that veganism is just one step to get you to the point of taking care of yourself. Because you still got to throw away the pots and pans that got forever chemicals in it. We still got to do something about this pollution. You still can't be smoking. There's a whole bunch of things. Everything is toxic. So what we're trying to do is the best we can do. If the system is trying to poison me, the last thing I want to do is poison myself. That's the last thing I want to do. All vegans typically refers to individuals who have been vegans for a significant portion of their lives, often well into their senior years, or those who have adopted a vegan lifestyle later in life, even after 50 or 60. Many older vegans, whether they've been vegan for decades or just a few years, report experiencing positive health outcomes and overall well-being. Okay? So the bottom line is avoid these medications. Know that the food you're eating causes many illnesses and causes other problems that cause illnesses. So if you're eating food that make you overweight, now you're looking at diabetes. Now you're looking at other problems, gastro problems, possibly some type of cancers because you haven't verified what you're eating. Also remember that it's not just the meat. Guess what they put all on the meat to cook it and eat it? All type of stuff. That is definitely no good for your stomach. I remember my father one time, he was cooking some meat and he took the meat tenderizer out the cabinet and he was putting on the meat and he looked at me and he said, I think I need to stop using this stuff, son. He said, because this is meat tenderizer. He said, I'm made out of meat. He said, I got to think about this. He like, you know, I'm putting this meat tenderizer inside my stomach. I think this stuff going to tenderize my stomach. I was a child. I remember him saying it, but I didn't have no point of view on it because I'm just listening to my daddy. But now he was on to something because you eating meat tenderizer and you made out of meat and you putting that in your stomach. And you wondering why you got ulcers, why you got upset stomach, why you got all this antacid and all this. Because you putting all this stuff on this meat, all this seasoning that's not 100% natural, that's got all kind of chemicals and red dye and stuff on it, and you putting that in your stomach. And you're not putting enough vegetables and you don't eat enough fruit to flush your colon. So you got to do better. You got to change your ways. You got to do better. and stand on your own and don't argue. Don't argue it. Because arguing with somebody has nothing to do with this. This is not a contest. So this is not a contest to prove who's eating right. This is self-care. That's it. And when somebody want to argue with you, you have to ask yourself, how does that fit in your plan of taking care of yourself? Where does their argument fit in that? And do they care about your health? Because no, they just want to argue. They don't care anything about your health, and they won't say anything to make you healthier. They won't criticize not one food that's no good for you. They don't have any good intentions. They just feel left out, and they want you to stay where they at. So eat to live, don't live to eat. Go vegan and victory.
Peace, health, and longevity. If you want to consume more plant-based foods, if you want to abstain from junk foods, if you want to consume fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and herbs, and avoid dead flesh, artificial flavors and colorings, sweeteners, anything that is unreal basically, purchase this particular manual, The Easiest Way to Become a Vegan by Pharaoh Ramesses El-Aton, who has been a vegan 40 plus years. He will take you step by step on how to abstain from the junk foods, how to abstain from the dead flesh, the chicken, the turkey, the pork, beef, and all sorts of animal products. Purchase this particular manual, The Easiest Way to Become a Vegan, to eat more natural. Remember that the herbs are for the healing of the nations. Let food be your medicine and let medicine be your food. Consume of every fruit-bearing and herb-bearing tree. Unto you it shall be for meat. Purchase this particular manual, The Easiest Way to Become a Vegan by Pharaoh Ramesses El-Aton. Peace, health, and longevity.